بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And we are starting a new series today, inshallah. So I hope you're excited as I am. And we had finished Surah Al-Taghabun and we are starting with Surah Al-Qamar. I had wanted to do Surah Hadid because it's connected to Surah Al-Taghabun, but because they haven't uploaded it on Bayina TV, I figured let's do another surah. So we're doing Surah Al-Qamar, inshallah. It's the 54th surah, and it's really a beautiful surah. I feel overwhelmed and I haven't even begun. So inshallah, it's going to be a beautiful journey together. Now, before we begin, we're going to do a short introduction, just to renew our intentions, to understand why we are here, why we are doing this again, because the thing about intentions is you cannot guarantee your intentions. You just have to keep renewing it and readjusting it all the time. So that's why we are starting again with setting the intentions. Just remind yourself, why are you here? Why are you learning the book of Allah? What is motivating you to do this? And I am telling this more to myself than I'm telling this to you guys, because wallahi, intentions, they just keep changing, subhanallah. And I ask Allah to stabilize our intentions throughout this journey so that we can all understand why we are doing this, why we are here, and we don't waver from learning the book of Allah and trying to get to know who Allah is through his words. So just renew your intention as we're studying this journey. Just remind yourself why you're doing this, why you're here, why you're going to stick with me for maybe close to 2 or 3 months. I don't know how long this is going to be, but inshallah, just set your intentions right. Remind yourself why you're here, what you want to achieve from this. And every week, as we delve deep into the study of Surah Al-Qamar, just keep on renewing your intentions, inshallah, and try and find ways in which you can stay the course so that you can show up and I can show up. We can both show up for Allah. So let's set the intentions right. So again, just like we did the Surah Al-Taghabun, we just need to remind ourselves, what is this series about? Like I said before, verily Allah has his own people among humanity, and we ask Allah to make us among those who are his people. Because when the Prophet ﷺ said this, the Sahaba asked, Ya Rasulullah, who are they? Who are these special people that Allah has? And then the Prophet ﷺ said, they are the people of Quran and his chosen ones. So we ask Allah to make us among the people of Quran and his chosen special group. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. And that's just the introduction. So renew our intentions and we ask Allah to be among his chosen people. Now we enter into the Surah Al-Qamar. Just a brief introduction of what Surah Al-Qamar is before we actually begin the study. So it's a Meccan surah. It's a part of a group of about 6 surahs. So from Surah 50, Surah Qaf, to Surah 56. This is a group of surahs, Meccan surahs, and it is actually Surah number 54. Okay, Surah Al-Qamar is Surah number 54. This is what we're going to do. Before we did Surah number 64, which was Surah Al-Taghabun, and it was a Madani surah. Now we're going into the Meccan era. So just have that at the back of your mind. This is a Meccan surah, means the audience changes. We're talking about Quraysh. We're talking about the early Sahaba, the early Muslims. We're talking about a group of people who don't even know like where they belong. So that's the kind of audience that we're dealing with. So Quraysh, the disbelievers. Then we have a bunch of Muslims, the staunch believers, the early Sahabas, the early Muslims. And then you have a majority of people who don't even know where they belong. So that's kind of like the audience that we're having in this particular context of the surah. It is paired with surah number 53, which is Surah An-Najm. Now, I really wanted to also do Surah An-Najm, but we'll discuss about that, because Surah An-Najm was, I think it was aired on YouTube, and I think maybe some of us may have watched it, so I wasn't really sure whether to go with it, but maybe in future we can still do it. So it's the pair of Surah An-Najm, and you can tell by the name, Surah An-Najm, Surah Al-Qamar, the star and the moon, right? Both celestial bodies, so it kind of rings nice to the ear as well. Now this surah has 55 ayat. Don't be scared. I know you're thinking 55 ayat and you're thinking this is a lot. Actually, it's not, because it's maybe, let's see, it's how many pages? It's just 2.5 pages. So it's not scary long. When somebody thinks of 55 ayat, you're thinking, oh, this is a lot. It's not really. It's just 2.5 pages because it's made up of very short ayat, and all the ayat they end with the letter Ra. So it's a beautiful, poetic, melodious, kind of very beautiful surah to listen to. But if you don't understand what is being said, you might just think, oh, it's just talking about, I don't know, Jannah, flowers, because it's so nice to listen to. It's really, but the meaning of it, subhanallah, the meaning of it is so heavy. So when we're reading Surah Al-Qamar, keep that at the back of your mind, that this surah is a very heavy, very powerful surah. So when you're rhyming at the end of the surah and you're listening to the beautiful melodious way, the way the surah ends, just remember that this is a powerful surah. Okay, so don't just like be thinking about, oh, it's so nice. Oh, it's not like that. Okay, so just keep that at the back of your mind. And of course, it starts with a very interesting way, because it starts with an account that happened at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the splitting of the moon, and we will discuss in details what this means and the different opinions that are out there by the different scholars, and just in details we'll talk about that, because that's how the surah begins, inshallah, probably next week when we go into the explanation of the ayat. So that's an important thing that happens in this surah. And then it kind of like has 3 main themes, what the surah is talking about. So the first theme is talking about Judgment Day is near. So Judgment Day is coming. اقتربت الساعة. The hour has approached, and it goes on to talk about a little bit, give some description of Judgment Day. And then it goes on to another theme, which is now, it mentions about 5 different nations. So it mentions Nuh and his people. It mentions Ad, Samud, Lut, and Fir'aun. So it mentions 5 different nations and how they were punished, because all these 5 nations were punished. So it mentions about them, talks a little bit about their punishment and what they did. And then after that, basically just talks about Judgment Day again, a little bit about Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day is here. So you can see like how beautiful, again, it's arranged in terms of theme and how it flows. And then it also, based on my own understanding of it, again, this is my own ijtihad, it has 5 sections, and these sections, again, when we are winding it up, we'll go into details about these 5 different sections. So you have the first sections, which talks about signs and warnings. So the sign, the moon splitting is a sign. And then after that, it talks about Judgment Day, a little bit, some descriptions of Judgment Day, then the evil nations that we've talked about. Then again, goes back to Judgment Day. And at the end, you know, it talks about records again and warnings. Yeah. So again, another beautiful arrangement of how the surah is organized there. The main theme of this surah, as you're going to see, is warnings. Warnings. They were given warnings. They didn't hit the warnings. They were destroyed. And 5 examples, 5 nations are going to be given. Allah is going to give us examples of 5 nations who were given warnings. They were given miracles. They were given signs. They rejected all those. They rejected the warnings. They rejected the signs. They rejected the miracles. And guess what? The punishment of Allah came. So you see that the surah's main theme is revolving around a message, a warning coming to a people. They rejecting that, and punishment coming to them. And of course, this makes sense because, again, remember, this is a Meccan surah, Ali Meccan surah, maybe the 5th or 6th year, around there. So it's Ali Meccan, not really Ali, but, you know, mid Meccan surah. So they're being told, listen, other people, you know, they received this warning, they rejected it, and a punishment comes. So don't you think that you're special? Don't think that a warning can come to you and you reject it and nothing will be done. So it's kind of like that idea is being reinforced in this surah. And of course, another beautiful theme that occurs in this surah is the message of the Quran being made easy. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. So that's mentioned 4 times in this surah. And it's such a beautiful thing that the Quran is the most eloquent, the most beautiful, the most grandiose of speech. It is Allah's perfect speech. And you would expect that to be the most complex, and it is the most complex of speech. You would expect that to be not easily accessible, not easily attainable, because the more you learn, the more difficult. You know how professors speak, or people who read so many books, how they speak. They speak very difficult language, right? So you expect that the higher language is, or the higher knowledge is, the more difficult it is to access, right? But Allah is saying, no, this is the highest, yet it is easy. Subhanallah, the beauty and the powerful nature of the Quran, the miraculous nature of the Quran. It is the highest speech. It is easy to remember. It is easy to draw lessons from. It is easy to extract gems from. It is easy to understand, subhanallah. So that's just a theme. Those are some of the themes about the surah that we're going to go deep into details. Now, how are we going to go through this? So there are obviously two sections. Again, we already covered this at the beginning of At-Taghabun, but I'm just reminding you guys through the process because we're starting a new series. So when we're looking at Nahw, how are we going to go about it? The first question we're going to ask ourselves is it a Jumla Fi'liya or a Jumla Ismiya? Then from there, if it's a Jumla Fi'liya, we look for 4 things: Fi'il, Fa'il, Maf'ul, Muta'alliq. And of course, if you have an inside pronoun, which is huwa or here, we look for an outside dua. And if it's a jumla ismiya, we look for 3 things. We look for the mubtada, khabar, muta'alliq. And if there's anything else, tamyiz, badal, sifa, ataf, tawkid, all these other things that could appear in the sentence, we try and look for them as well. Now, remember, just keep it at the back of your mind. Sometimes we have taqdeem and ta'khir. So sometimes you can have a muta'alliq bil khabar muqaddam. Sometimes you could have different things coming at different places, because the Quran again is so special. It rearranges to give extra meaning and extra gems. Yeah, so that's Nahw, how we're going to do it. Sarf again is also easy. So Sarf basically just identify the jidr. What are the root letters of the word of the word? Then which family does it belong to? Is it family 1, family 2? That's the bab. Which sigha is it? Is it ism fa'il? Is it madi? Is it mudari'? Is it masdar? What kind of a word is it? What family member is it? And then you just try and do the sarf, especially the first 3 words. So that is the fi'al madi, fi'al mudari', and the masdar. Those are the, I normally urge people to at least know these 3. You can know the entire sarf saghir. That is even more beneficial. And if you can enter into sarf kabir, that is even better. So we're going to try and do that. Now, just another warning. This surah is very sarf intensive. We're going to do a lot of sarf in this surah because there's a lot of sarf words and a lot of new words maybe that we're not really familiar with, and because of the pattern in which the surah rhymes, it might not appear elsewhere in the Quran. So you have these words the way it rhymes, so we're going to have to look at those as well. So just be ready to revise a lot of sarf in the surah, which I think is beautiful because with Surah Taghabun we did a lot of Nahw. It was easy Nahw. Even this one is not so difficult Nahw. Maybe 1 or 2 concepts are going to be a little bit, interesting and out of the ordinary. But for the most part, I think it's just going to be easily accessible. But the sarf, we might have to revise quite a bit of sarf. So that's the introduction that I had for you guys. Just beginning this surah. Now, you know how we do it. So I don't know if there's anybody who wants to participate. You can raise your hand and we can do the Nahw. So, I forgot to mention. Now, I divided this surah because it's 55 ayat. I divided it into sections of 5 ayat. So we'll be looking at, every week we'll be looking at 5 ayat. Again, I mentioned they're very short ayats. So I'm hoping that we can be able to cover this much in an hour or in an hour and a half, inshallah, if we're able to do that. So we have 11 sections to cover, inshallah. All right. Okay. Sultana, beautiful. So let's begin, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
اقترب الساعة وانشق القمر. This is جملة فعلية.
Beautiful.
So اقترب is فعل ماضي. ماضي. هو sorry 4. This is feminine. مؤنث. اقتربت ماضي. So قارب is the jidr of it.
But before we enter into sarf, we'll do the Nahw first, and then we'll go into sarf.
Okay.
Just look at the word.
Fail.
Yeah.
Fail mazi. It's only the fail. File is outside. Huwa zamir is mustadir, but we have a file outside saatu.
Yeah, but is it huwa or here?
Yeah. This is here. Yeah.
So we look for an outside.
So जी. As-saatu, this is file. So waw is atf. So yanshaqu, this is fi'l madi again. So we have huwa, and al-qamaru is the file outside.
Okay,
Huwa.
beautiful. So you can see the structure is pretty straightforward. We're looking at jumla fi'liya, the fi'l, the fa'il, and we're basically done. All right. Let's do some revision on the word al-qamar. I'm just gonna okay, so we know shams is feminine, qamar is masculine. That's how Arabs see it. What happens when you have a woman called Qamar? What happens if you have a woman called Qamar? Qamar can be a name of a girl, right? So when you have a situation like that, then the ism becomes mamnu' min as-sarf, it becomes partly flexible, just like other feminine names, right? So I just wanted to put that out there just in case maybe you come across that and you're wondering what happens in that case, right? Or if you're thinking of calling your girl Qamar, I don't know.
Qamar. Yeah. Normally they have the name Qamar Taj.
Yeah, we do have Qamar
we do
name.
have.
Yeah, so it's a name of girls, but if you use it as a name, then it becomes partly flexible, right? So that's just an important thing to watch out for. Okay, let's go to the second ayah.
Waw is atf, harf atf. Harf. So in is again harfu jazim.
So we
It
can
means
call it
fi'l mudari majzum.
because this is now jumla shartiya. In makes it jumla shartiya, right?
So it makes two mudari majzum. So here we have the first yarawna. It was yarawna, and because of the dropping of noon, it has been it's majzum because of by dropping of the noon. Yaraw.
Exactly.
Sorry. Hum zamir is the file.
Yes. Because the space is very small, I'm not gonna write everything, so I'm writing meme for majzoom, just short for mudari' majzoom, just in case. And then we have ayatan.
Ayatan is maf'ul bihi. Ayatan. So yurizu is again muzare majzum, which is jawabu shart.
Exactly. I'm just gonna write jawab because of the space.
Jawab. Waw is atf. And no, hum zamir is again file in this, yurizuna.
Yes, beautiful.
Waw is atf. Which is matuf upon yurizu. Yaqulu is again majzum. And this is matuf upon the matuf alay before yurizu.
Yes.
Yaqulu.
And
the sihrun mustaqil, this will be maqalul qawl, sister. Sihrun mustaqil.
Yes, beautiful. So that's going to be fi mahalli nasab maqul al-qawl of yaqulu. Now we enter into inside that maqul al-qawl. What do you see?
Sihrun is mubtada.
Okay, but what do we know about a mubtada?
Mubtada, it should be marifa.
It should be marifa, but this is not marifa. So what could that mean?
This could be takid, because of takid? Or
no,
hasr?
You're right. This is a jumla ismiya. So, but this looks like a khabar, not like a mubtada, right? Because a khabar is nakira. Mubtada is ma'rifa. Yeah, so sometimes when it's understood, like when the mubtada is understood, you omit it. For example, if I say, this is a cup. Yeah, this is a cup. The mubtada is this. Or I can just say a cup. A cup. So I omit the mubtada. Yeah?
Yeah.
So sometimes
So mubtada is mahfuzuf in this, sister. It's mahzuf, and we have only the khabar here. Okay.
Yes. So the mubtada here will be هذا سحر مستمر. So the هذا is omitted. Yeah. And so this would be our khabar to a mubtada that is mahdhuf.
Mahzuf. Sihrun and mustamirrun. This is maf'ul.
Look at sihr and mustamir. Tell me, what do you see?
It's sifa of sihrun.
Most
of sifa.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So this is the sifa of the khabar. Exactly. Okay. So you see again another really straightforward, except for the hadf here a little bit, but it's a jumla shartiya at the beginning. So we have in jumla shartiya. So this part is our condition. In yaraw ayatan. If they see a sign or if they see an ayah, what do they do? So if then
turn out.
They turn away and they say this. Yeah. Exactly. Any questions so far, guys? Okay, great. So let's continue.
So wow, this can be istanafia, sister. Wow, istanafia. Or should we do on any of the jumla? It
can be ataf. It can be ataf to what came before, or it can be istinafia as well. Yeah.
Wow, atf. If we take ikhtaraba as the matuf, it can be on that mazi fail, sister. Ikhtaraba. Ikhtarabat. No,
that would be too far. It would just go back to يقول وكذبوا يقول سحر مستمر وكذبوا. So just go back to يقول.
Okay.
Yeah.
وكذبوا واو عطف. كذبوا فعل ماضي. هم ضمير is the file. اتبعوا واو عطف.
اتبعوا.
يتبعوا. Yeah.
So this is yeah. ماضي again because اتبع not يتبع. Yeah.
ماضي هم ضمير is the file again. And ahwa'ahum is muzaf ilayh maf'ul bihi for this fi'l.
Exactly. Maf'ul bihi. Right here.
So this is jumla fi'liya again, the whole jumla. Now comes the jumla ismiya. This will be jumla ismiya.
Yeah, the next sentence is a jumla ismiya.
Jumla ismiya. Waw atf or istinafiya.
Yes, this is istinafiya.
Because of jumla ismiya. Waw istinafiya. Kullu muzaf, amrin muzaf ilay. So muzaf ilay combination forms the mubtada. Mustakhirrun is the khabar of this mubtada.
Yes. So that's our mubtada. And mustaqir.
Mustakhir is khabar.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions, guys? We all. Oh, I meant to write this as istinafiya. Istinafiya. So the wow, this I is basically for the wow, istinafiya. And then this we have mudaf ilayh, mubtada. Okay. So again, you can see this sentences are short and easy. There's not really it's just the vocabulary that might be a bit scary, but we're going to go through it, inshallah. All right. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَهُمْ.
Wow, harfat.
I think this is going to be another isti'naf. Most likely. Or, oh yeah, you can actually look at it.
Yeah, I think isti'naf here
makes more sense, right? Yeah, because it sounds like a new sentence, maybe. Like a new information is coming. Yeah? Yeah. So,
لقد this is ta'kid then, sister. Harf ta'kid.
Yeah.
Or it can be
yeah, it's called harf tahqiq. But you don't really have to know all these terms. I mean, these are things maybe if you're reading tafsir, it's important for you to know what it means. But you just know, we know what qad does. Qad means already. Tahqiq means surety, something that already happens. Yeah. And the lam is for lil qasam. You can, again, I think maybe later on we look at all the different lams and we'll discuss maybe this part as well. But for now, just know what qad means already, especially when it comes to the madi. Okay. So you have ja'ahum.
Fi'l mazi. Huwa zamir is the file. I think so here we can take min al amba'i as the file outside word.
Not min al amba'i. Something else. Because min al amba'i, what is that?
Ma fihi. Okay, so this is jar majroor. Here, muzdajarun.
What is rafa?
Rafa is muzdajarun.
But before that, do you see any other rafa?
Ja'ahum min amba'i ma fihi muzdajarun. Hikmatun ba'atun.
Before you go to hikmah, let's talk about ma.
Ma
is what's
ma
yeah. Yes, but is it nasab, rafa? Can you tell?
Yeah, rafa, you can't tell.
You can't tell,
Could be
right?
Rafa.
Yes, it could be, but it could be, right? So because it could be, then we can maybe say this ma is our outside dua fa'il. So this is a mawsul and it's silatul mawsul. The whole thing is going to be the fa'il of ja'ahum.
Okay, ji.
Yeah. So that's our fa'il. Yeah.
Min harf jar amba'i is majroor. This is mutaliq bil fi'l ja. This is mutaliqani.
Yes, mutaliqani. That's one view. You can say that min al-amba'i is mutaliq to ja'a. Okay. But another way you can look at it is that ma is proper. We know ism mawsul is one of the 7 categories of proper. Yeah, so you have different categories. You have al, you have ma mawsula, asma'ul ishara, all those. You remember back in the days we talked about that, or we learned about that. So ma is proper. Okay, and because it's proper, jar majroor sometimes can describe something proper and can be the hal of something proper. So this min al-anba'i could actually be the hal of ma. That's going to be a bit crazy because I kept telling you that you look for the hal later on. You don't look for the hal before. But sometimes, again, remember, just the Quran does some things. It switches things up. So the jar majroor can come before, and then it can come later, and it gives us different meaning. And inshallah, hopefully, next week we will go through this. So this min al-anba'i is describing what came to them. What came to them in terms of news. Ma fihi muzdajar. What is a deterring came to them in terms of news. That's kind of like what is being said, but it's all mixed up. Yeah. Is that clear, or am I confusing you, Father?
Yeah.
So
anything jar majroor before marifa will be the hal of that marifa.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one way of looking at it. So you can see this as the hal of ma, or you can say this as min al-anba'i is the muta'alliq to ja'ahum. Most grammarians have looked at it as a hal, as opposed to a muta'alliq. Okay, so they've connected it to what came, and of course that makes more sense because we're looking at what came. So this whole thing then becomes our outside dua side. Okay. Clear? And then we have ma, of course, ma.
Isma mawsul.
Yeah, ma mawsula. And whatever comes after it is going to be the silatul mawsul.
Silatul mawsul.
Oh, let me do this. So what's fihi?
Fihi, it is jar majroor.
So this would be?
Fihi jar majroor.
It's going to be a muta'alliq.
Muta'alliq.
And musdajar would be what?
This should be Qamar.
Yeah, you can look at fihi as a khabar also. So some mufassir would say jar majroor, they would just take it as a khabar, direct khabar. Some would say the khabar is mahdhuf, and therefore this fihi is muta'alliq to a khabar that is mahdhuf. Either way, it's the same thing. They're both related to the khabar. So whether you say it's direct khabar or it's muta'alliq to a khabar, it's the same thing. Yeah. So we found the khabar. What else are we looking for in a jumla ismiya?
Mubtada.
So what is muzdajar?
Mubtada is mahzuf. Or
so when you have jar majroor coming before, the mubtada is allowed to be nakira, right? If I say lahu qalamun, he has a pen. Lahu qalamun. I don't say lahul qalam. If I say lahul qalam, I mean the pen is so special. So I add a special meaning to it. He has the pen. So there's a difference. But if it comes after, it's allowed to be nakira. So this is just fine, normal order of mubtada khabar.
Okay, so we'll consider muzdajarun as mubtada muakhar.
Yes, but there's no special meaning. Any questions there? Okay, great. Alhamdulillah. Good progress. So we have hikmah. Hikmatun balighatun.
Hikmatun balighatun.
Now think about this a little bit. It's starting a new sentence, but does it look like a mubtada?
This can be khabar, whereas the next jumla can be mubtada, sister. Hikmatun balighatun should be khabar muqaddam.
The whole thing, right?
Because
yeah, what is the relationship between baligha and hikmah?
So mawsuf sifa.
Exactly. So this could be a khabar to again a mahdhuf mubtada. Like I said, if the mubtada is understood, if I say this is far-reaching wisdom, this is far-reaching wisdom, I can just say far-reaching wisdom, and you understand I mean that this is a far-reaching wisdom, right?
So hadihi will be mahzuf.
Yes. So hadihi is our mubtada, which is mahdhuf. Hikmatun baligha is our khabar. And of course, baligha here is the sifa. Now, that is one way of looking at this. Some have actually looked at this as a badal. So hikmatun baligha as a badal, going back to this ma. The news, what came from them is actually hikmatun baligha. So you can actually replace this ma fihi muzdajar with hikmatun baligha. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَهُم مِّنَ الْأَنْبَاءِ حِكْمَةٌ بَالِغَةٌ. You see that? So some people have actually connected this part to this part. And sometimes, yes, you can have a nakira badal to a ma'arifa. So the proper common does not apply to badal. You can have something that is common being a badal to something that is proper. You can have the opposite also, is fine. And that's why the grammarians have either looked at hikmatun baligha as either a badal or it's just a new sentence where the mubtada is mahdhuf. And either, again, this is why the Quran is beautiful. So you can actually say what came to them was far-reaching wisdom, or you can say this is far-reaching wisdom, meaning the Quran. So it could be like what came to the previous nation, or what came to them was actually hikmatun baligha, or what is coming to them now is also hikmatun baligha. Isn't that beautiful? So you have that relationship going on there. Anyway, we'll discuss all this later on. Then you have فَمَا تُغْنِ النُّذُرُ.
Can be again istinafiyah.
Yeah, it can be istinafiyah, it can be a harf ataf, so connecting this part to that part. That could also work, because ma is an ism. You can look at it that way.
Ma ism also. So it can be because this is making the muzari majzoom. So this can be
yes.
As a shart, sister.
No, not shart. Think about the different kinds of ma.
Like,
which kind of which ma makes majzoom?
Ma majzoom.
Sorry.
Nafiya, na?
Yes.
Ma nafiya.
Yes.
Ma nafiya.
So this could be ma nafiya, or it could be ma tughni. What am I saying? Or it could be istifham. I'm trying to remember something and I'm forgetting. تغني. Is this majzoom really?
أغنى يغني تغني, sister. It was غين نايا غين نونيا. It was the madda.
Yeah.
So yeah has been dropped from this. So
why am I not thinking? My brain has stopped working for some reason.
أغنى يغني.
Subhanallah.
Hadn't ya been dropped, it would have been written at least, right, sister?
Yes, yes. And I'm trying to understand why, and my brain has stopped working. Subhanallah. Anyway, maybe it will come to me. I don't know. So yeah, so the majzoom version is tughni.
I don't think it's majzoom. I don't know.
Then what could it be?
It's not just a mudari.
If it's a mudara, then which family would it be again?
أغنى يغني.
If it's أغنى يغني,
family 4.
yeah, if it's أغنى يغني, then it's definitely majzoom.
Majzoom.
But if it's not, yes. Because if it's أغنى يغني, so it would be تغني النذر. So the ya is omitted, meaning it's majzoom. And I'm trying to, I think I read somewhere and I'm forgetting. Why am I forgetting this? Anyway, I'll look it up, or maybe we can, once we are done with the class, we can go to Tafsir app and see what's happening here and why I'm a bit confused. So, but in any case, this ma is either ma of negation, so it's negating the sentence, or it's asking a question. Okay, so it's either negation or asking a question. How? So for example, if I say ma tughni nudur, the nudur, tughni basically means to enrich, to satisfy, to benefit. So the question is, what will reminders benefit? What are reminders going to benefit? You know, so that could be a question, or it could be reminders aren't benefiting or aren't going to benefit. Yeah, they are so far gone that reminders won't benefit. So it could be negation, reminders won't benefit or don't benefit, or it could be, what would reminders benefit? Like, how are reminders going to benefit them? Yeah, so those are two ways, again, you can look at it from the beauty of the Quran. SubhanAllah, you can apply two ways into just this, into this. And so this becomes our mudara.
Mudari majzoom.
Let's just put
and
majzoom
he has
there,
Amir.
and then, yeah.
Yeah, he has Amir is the file,
yes.
but we have Nuzuru and outside Duya. So hence Nuzuru will be the file.
Exactly. But why is it here version then?
Jama Mukassar Nazara. So because of Jama Mukassar.
Exactly. So this is Jama Taksir or Mukassar, like you're calling it. So it's a broken plural. Because it's a broken plural, singular
the feminine version of the verb has come.
Exactly. So this is our fa'il, the outside doer. Okay. So I hope that's pretty clear. Inshallah, when we are done with the sarf, we'll go back to this word. I don't know why I'm forgetting something there. Inshallah, it'll become clear. I think I read something and I'm forgotten. Okay. So let's go to sarf. Now, you can see in sarf, we have quite a bit going on. So we'll try and figure it out. By there, unless there's any questions on Nahw, how things are related there. If not, we can go to sarf. Okay, great.
Qaf, Ra,
so let's maybe, it's just for reading. It could be actually, it could be it's just the way the Quran is written. Because you know, sometimes the way Quran is written, sometimes it omits certain things for ease. Like it omits certain letters. For example, in family 5, so ta'allama, yata'allamu. So tata'allamu, it could omit one ta, for example, just for ease of reading. I think that's about it. But we can check it again. Yeah, so that could be it. Somebody was saying something else. Yes, I have remembered. You have mentioned it and you have reminded me. So here's what, it's about reading basically. So they omitted the ya because you see this ya has a sukun on it, and this alif basically has a sukun on it. And Arabs don't like sukuns meeting. For some reason, they go crazy when sukuns meet. So they decided, because there's so much sukun happening, we're gonna drop this. Yes, iltiqa sakinain, they don't like that business. They get rid of the weak one. And that's what happened. Yeah. Thank you for that.
So it isn't majzoom then, sister? No?
It isn't. It isn't majzoom.
Okay.
I was going
It's
crazy.
a normal mudare. Yeah.
Yeah. It is not majzoom, yes. Yeah, because otherwise this ma does not make majzoom. Only the ma shartiya would make majzoom. So I was wondering what's happening here. My head was spinning. But yeah.
I thought this was ma majzoom.
Yeah.
I thought it.
But it's not. It's either nafi or istifham. So. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful that we figured that out before we continued. Otherwise, it would have just eaten my brain up. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's go to the sarf.
اقترب قاف رابا is the jidr. So اقترب, this is from family 8.
Yes.
So siga is 4, feminine mazi. Then sarf صغير اقترب يقترب اقترابا فهو مقترب.
اقترابا مقترب. Okay.
مقترب. So اقتربت is the family, the 1 feminine.
Yes.
اقتربا اقتربا اقتربوا اقتربت.
Exactly. اقتربوا, then اقترب, but we found it, so that's the one.
This is the one which was there. Yeah.
And basically it means she comes near.
Come near. Come near.
Yeah. But because it's a she, we won't say she, we just say it. It comes near. Or it came near, because it's اقتربت, because it's a madi. Let's stick to that. It came near. Is the noon or alif that has sukun? Both. So you have, it was supposed to be تغني, so أغنى يغني, which has the ya has a sukun on it, and then you have al-nudur, so lam has a sukun. Okay, so you have lam there has a sukun. So you have two sukuns meeting. Tughnil nudur. So when this happens, they don't like this business, so they get rid of the weak one, because lam is a consonant, lam is a stronger letter, ya is a weak letter. The ya is considered a weak letter, so you drop the weak letter, and that's why the ya went away. Yeah, hope that's clear. All right.
So sheen, qaf is the jidr. So in shaqqa yanshaqu inshiqaqan, this is from family 7.
Yes.
So in shaqqa, this is fi'l mazi. So in shaqqa yanshiqu. In shaqqa yanshaqu.
Yanshaqu.
In shaqqa yanshaqu.
Yes, yanshaqu.
Inshiqaqan. Inshiqaqan.
فهو منشق.
منشق. منشق. Munshaqun is to split. Is it to split open, sister?
Yes, to split open. But first we're going to do the sarf kabir, just the first 3 lines.
Inshaqa, inshaqa, inshaqu.
Exactly. Inshaqu.
The first one, what we have got?
Yes.
To split.
Just say to split, or to divide, or to break. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah. Madda is ra. Hamza, yeah.
Yes.
Ra.
And
This is
which
from
one?
family one. Family one. So
Family
ra,
one.
ra'a, ya, ra, ra'a, yara. Ra,
So this,
yara.
yes. And this
This
is
is fi'l mudari.
Mudara. Exactly.
So the ra, yara. So this will be ra'in. Ra, yara, or ru'yatan. Two masdars.
Yeah.
Ru'yatan.
Yeah. That's not how you write it. Okay. I don't know how you. This one's always.
Ra, wow. Ra, wow with hamza.
Oh yeah. Yes. You're right. Ru'ya. Yes, like that. رؤية. رأى يرى رؤية فهو رائن.
رائن.
Yeah. I think that's how you write it. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
No, okay.
So here, this is mudare. Ra, yara. Yarayani, yarauna.
Beautiful. Yara.
Yani, yarauna.
Yes. Because again, remember with Ramphus, if it ends with a, you're going to have aw. Yarawna.
To see?
Yes, to see.
Here, seeing, right? Because of mudari. They see or they see, yeah.
Then you have yu'ridu.
So Ain Ra Zod is the jidr. This is from family 4. Araza yurizu irazan fahuwa murizu.
Yes.
Mudari. Araza yurizu irazan fahuwa murizun.
Okay.
So yurizuna, this is from mudari. Jama.
Yes. So
yurizu, yurizani, yurizuna.
Beautiful. And because it's majzoom.
Of majzoom, noon has dropped.
So it was supposed to be yu'ridu.
Yurizu.
So it's the majzoom version of the mudara. Okay. And the mansoob and the majzoom obviously are the same.
To turn away or turn up faces.
Yes.
Turn away.
To turn away. Yeah. Beautiful.
So,
you should be able to do this in your sleep. Yes.
Qaf, waw, lam is the jidr.
Qaf, waw, lam.
Lam. So this is from family 1. Mudari. This is mudari.
Also majzoom.
Majzoom. Mudari majzoom. Qala yaqulu qawlan.
Yes. Qulu qawlan qailun.
Fahuwa qailun. We need mudari. Yaqulu, yaqulani, yaquluna. So we have got yaqulu, which is the majzoom version, with the dropping of noon.
Exactly. Beautiful. So this is yaqulu, the one
they say. They are saying or they say.
Yeah. Great. Then we have mustamir.
Mustamirun. Okay. Mim rara.
Think again.
What
did you say? Yes, you're right. Sorry. I got confused. Sorry. Yes.
Istamara, yastamiru, istimraran, fahuwa mustamirun. So family 10, yeah. So this is maf'ul, ismul fa'il, mustamirun. Ismul fa'il.
Fa'il. Fa'il.
Mustamirun, mustamirani, mustamiruna.
Okay, so start from the madi.
Mazi istamara, yastamiru, istamarra, yastamiru, istamarra, yastamiru, istimraran.
Beautiful.
فهو مستمر.
Yes. So we basically found it.
We found the
Let's
ism
put the
al-fa'il.
shadda. So this is the one. So if we're to
And
do
مستمر. مستمران. مستمران. مستمرون.
Exactly. And this is the one.
This is مستمر.
Do you know what it means?
Pass.
So
to pass?
No, not pass, but to continue. Like istamrartu, I continued.
Continuity, yeah.
Yeah. So we can say continuing,
Continuity.
ongoing, persisting, any one of this. Okay. Although again,
the kana istamrar comes from this itself. Istamrar
yes,
function of kana, continuity.
Exactly. This is where you get it. Next week, they say that there are about 4 different meanings of this word and how it is used in this ayah. We will delve deep into that, inshallah. But for now, just know you can even use the word istamarra to continue. That's what it means. كذبوا.
Kazzabu kaf dhaba is the jidr. So kazzabu is fi'l madi. Kazzaba yukazzibu family 2. Babi tafiq. So this is mazi. The jama kazzaba yukazzibu takziban fahuwa mukazzibun.
Yes. كذب يكذب تكذيبا
فهو مكذب.
Beautiful.
So this is hum version of Madi. Kazzabu, kazzaba, kazzabani, kazzabuna.
كذباني.
Oh, sorry. Kazzaba, kazzabu. Because of the majzu, I think the same thing was coming out. Huh?
Yeah, it confuses sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jutlana, this is two.
Oh, I can say they.
Jutlana,
I can say rejected.
Rejected, yeah.
That's the more commonly. Of course, it literally means to call something a lie. That's the literal meaning. But in this case, rejected works. Or you can just say call it a lie. They called it a lie.
We called it a lie, yeah. Ittaba'u. So taba'ain is the madda. Jidr.
Yes, it's fine. Even you can call it madda, no problem.
Family
8.
Family 8. So mazi. Mazi. Ittaba'a yattabi'u ittiba'an fahuwa muttabi'un.
ittiba'an muttabi'un.
So we want the mazi version of file. So ittaba'a, ittaba'u.
And we found it. And what does it mean?
This is to follow?
Yes.
Or to follow.
Yeah, so they followed. Then we have mustaqirrun.
Mustaqirrun. Qaf rara.
Yeah, beautiful.
Again, family 10. Family 10. Istakharra, yastakhirru.
So it's
and this is ismul file. Ismul file. Istakharra, yastakhirru, istikhraran, fahuwa mustaqirrun.
Yes, mustaqirrun. And basically this is what we're looking for.
Mustaqirrun, mustaqirrani, mustakhirruna.
Yes. There we go. And do you know what it means?
That is to set up the time?
Settled.
Settled. Okay, settled.
Yeah, so to settle is istaqarra. Like if you want to live somewhere and settle, you're doing istiqrar of that place. So something that is settled, it's called mustaqirrun. Then we have ja'ahum.
Ja. Jim, Ya, Hamza.
Yes. Beautiful.
This is from family one.
Daraba.
Mazi, fele Madi. So, Ja'a, Yaji'u. Ji'atan.
So maji'a. This one
Mujia.
is, yeah.
Jain is the small. Fahuwa Jain.
I don't know how they, Maji. Is that how you write?
Yeah. This is how.
Like that? Okay.
With Golta. Next.
Like that. Okay.
Come with this. Ji. Ta marbuta.
I don't know why it is confusing.
Majiyat.
Maji'un. I don't know. I think I don't know why.
Majiyatan. Hey, Golta comes, sister. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why it's showing as red, but
even Jiyatan is there or Majiyatan. Both in the same.
I think both are there. So Maji'atan will be the feminine version of Maji'un. This one. Yeah.
Majiyatu.
Both are okay. Yeah.
With this, the Golta comes. Majiyatu, Golta comes.
Okay.
This comes. Yeah.
Okay.
This is one.
Yeah.
Jain is the small file.
Ja'un. Yeah.
Jain.
Oh, Ja'in, yes.
Jain. So Ja'a is the first one. What we need? Filamadi. Ja'a. 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 Ja'u.
Ja'a.
Ja'u.
Oh, not like that. How do you write that then?
Hamza,
I have a problem with Hamzas.
Is
there an extra wow there? Oh yeah, there's an extra wow. Hamzas, I don't know how to write Hamzas. They just mess me up because sometimes it comes on top of a wow, sometimes it comes on top of an alif. Sometimes it comes separately. Just mixes me. Anyway, I need to work on that, inshallah. Okay, so we have Ja'a. Of course, this is the one that we're looking for. Yeah.
He came.
He came. Or in this case, it came.
Okay.
Came to them.
Is the jara, yes, the jiro is the jara. So is it Zajimra?
Yes.
Zajimra.
Can you guess the family?
Family 8.
Beautiful.
So is the jara.
So which sigha
this is Musdajarun is ism al-maf'ul.
Yeah. So they say it can be ism maf'ul, or because of this pattern, they can they say sometimes it can be masdar mimi. And I'm going to explain that a bit. So basically, I have mentioned maybe a couple of times masdar mimi. And what I've told you is that masdar mimi comes in two patterns, maf'alun and maf'ilun. That is if it comes in family 1. If it comes in the big families, it basically follows the pattern of isim maf'ul. So in essence, when you see an isim maf'ul, most of the time it's going to be isim maf'ul, but sometimes it could be dharf, sometimes it could be masdar mimi. So just have that at the back of your mind. Like the pattern of maf'ulun, isim maf'ul, like muzdajar, muslamun, mu'allamun, that pattern, it could either be isim maf'ul, it could be the dharf, because we know that, and it could also be the masdar mimi from that family. And like in this case, they sometimes say that this musdajar is the masdar mimi from this family. Just keep that at the back of your mind. Yeah. All right. So
is the jara, is the jara, yes the jiru, is the jaran, is the jiru, is the jaran, fahuwa musdajirun.
Musdajirun. So of course this is ism fa'il. And then you go to uzdujira, yuzdajaru izdijaran, fahuwa muzdajarun. I'm not going to type all that, but you can do this on your own so that you get to muzdajarun. There we have.
Ilham, in this case, the ta was changed to dal? Or what
Yes.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So there's idgham that happened here. So I mentioned, maybe it's been a while and we probably forgot. So there are certain letters that comes from the same, like when you pronounce them, it sounds like it's the same. So we know iqtaraba, that's the family, there's a ta in there. So it was supposed to be is tajara, but it's so hard to pronounce is tajara. Like it takes effort, right? So just to make it easy to pronounce, the dal became the ta became dal. Now there are several ways, yes, of doing this. So it could be yeah, is dajara. So sometimes you have a dal, sometimes you have a val, sometimes you have a sad, sometimes you have a ta, depending on what letters is coming next to it. So maybe I could just, while we're on the subject, I could show you just a revision of that. It's important. You know, when we come across these concepts, we try and revise them. I think we did it in Sarf, if I could remember. Where was it? It was introduction, probably, I think. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you have these letters. So if the letters before ta, so iqtaraba, so if the qaf letter basically, or the fa letter, that's how it's called, the fa letter. So if the fa letter is any one of this, sad, dad, ta, da, dhal, ja, za, this is the letter that is going to replace it. So instead of a sad, you'll have a ta. Instead of a dad, you'll have a ta. Instead of a ta, well, the ta gets a sad. You don't have a ta, you get double, you get shadda. Like in this case, it tarada. You see how difficult that is to pronounce? You get a shadda, it becomes it tarada. Simple, smooth. Dad, you have two options. You can either go dad or ta. So those options are allowed. And also that, you get two options. Dal, of course, dal gets a shadda, and zad, you get a dal. So that's just a recap of this. The concept is called idgham. So two letters are merged. Yeah. That's a revision of that. Okay, let's go back to our discussion. Mustajar. So mustajar.
Mustajarun, just ismul maful. Mustajarun.
If you're taking it as
yeah, musdajaruna.
Yes. But if you're taking it as a masdar, of course, we can't do this. We'll have to do, yeah. So that's why probably even Microsoft is not recognizing, is wondering, what are you talking about? This stuff is not there. We're just writing it there for our own, you know, understanding. Okay. All right. So what do you know what this means?
No.
Okay, so basically means to to how do I explain this? In this context, yes, that's the word that it's used, deterrence.
Deterrence.
But it's also used for Nuh alayhi salam. His people, they basically it's the word I'm forgetting. They I have completely forgotten. Maybe once we're done with this, we can actually check this word. I forgot. Is it to turn away or to mock? Something like that. I've forgotten. And we'll check it, inshallah. Then we have baligha. What do you think?
Baligha, this is ismul fa'il. So balagha, balam ghain is the mother. Balagha yablighu from family one.
Yes, مثلا يبلغ.
يبلغ مثلا. Balagha yablighu. Balaghun is the.
Yes. Yeah, balagh, the study of balagha.
Balagh.
So balaghun, yeah. So balagha
يبلغ. بلاغ. بلاغا. This one part. بالغ.
Yes.
And this is the muannas ismul fa'il, so balighatun.
Yes.
Feminine.
This will be the balighatun.
Balighatun, balighatani, Balighatun.
Balighatun, yes. Yeah. So that's the one. And
to reach.
yes, to reach. So the thing, the reacher, you know, I mean, of course, this maybe doesn't make much sense, the reacher, but that's kind of like the ism fa'il, what it means. So you can say the thing, reaching. Sometimes we translate ism fa'il.
Meaning?
Yes, as we translate it like this. What is happening? Okay, yeah, like that. So you can say reaching. Yes.
Okay, I think the Sarf Sagir, was it the Sarf Kabir? Is it the Sarf Sagir? Yeah.
Where?
But okay, because it's an ism file, I thought it was supposed to be baligatun, baligatan, and baligatin, or I don't know.
Oh,
I thought that's what we used to always do. I don't know.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ism file because an ism.
Okay.
Or I think we are mentioning the fields. I don't know.
That's only the status, right? Balighatun,
Yeah,
baligatan, that's only the status. Rafa, nasab, and jar. Here it's singular, dwell, and the plural of the ismul file.
Yeah.
Is that's what we are doing, or?
Yeah.
That's what we have done. So no, okay, I see what you're saying.
I feel that's what I mean. We used to do with Ustadia, the ism files. I don't know.
Yes. But I'm looking at it from like singular, dual, and plural, so that at least we can have like a variety. Because if it's balighatun, balighatan, balighatin, there's not really much diversity there. So even if I write it without harakat, it will look the same thing. But at least I want us to go a step further and like, no, this is the singular version of it. This is the dual version of it. This is the plural version of it, if it's there. And some words might not be there. Like you see this one, probably it's not there. Yeah, I put it there, but probably it's not there. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good catch. I see the confusion. Because yeah, you memorize the Muslimun chart in a certain way, so you're wondering what's happening. I'm breaking the chain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
New introductions.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. But just know that we're doing singular, dual, and plural. Only those three. Okay. Tughni.
Ghain Noonia is the jidr.
Noonia.
So family 4, Aghna Yughn.
Yes.
So this is Fele Mudari, Majzoom.
Yes.
Sorry, this is not Majzoom because what was considered, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be
Aghna Yughni.
Yughni.
Ighna. Ighna'an. Ighna'an, sister.
How do you write that then?
Hamza.
Oh.
First.
Okay.
Ighna'an. Yeah. Islam.
Yeah.
Ighna'an. فهو مغني.
Yeah. We can stop there.
So فعل مضارع we need. So the feminine version of it. تغني, right? أغنى يغني تغني.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's go to Tughni. Let's just go directly. So we'll leave the Huwa version. We'll go directly to the Hiya version.
تغني.
Tughni.
تغنياني.
تغني يعني.
So يغنى تغنياني. يغنى. This is the Hiya version, plural we need to have. This is Mazi.
Yes. Mazi, sorry.
Yeah.
This
Mazi.
is Mudari.
Muzari third person. I mean to say third person.
Yes.
تغنياني. So يغني.
يغنون. Let me think. تغني. Yeah. يغنون, I think. I am not so sure about this.
يغنى. No, مؤنث will be يغنى. يغنون. مؤنث.
مؤنث will be. Sorry?
So the female section of this is the
Hunna version.
Yeah, Hunna version.
Yes. Yes. It will be? Because we're looking at it's going to be
يغنيون. It was يغنيون. So
يغنينا. Like
oh, yeah comes down.
Yeah.
Yeah comes.
ناقص. Again, ناقص is just yeah. So تغني تغياني يغنينا.
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 So we need the first one, which is
yeah. Yes. And basically it means she enriches or benefits. Yeah. So in this case, because it's an it, we will use it.
It enriches.
Yes. And that's basically our first session. What did I say we're going to look at? This Muzdajar, no?
Masdariya, meme Masdariya.
I thought I said.
I say we finished with the Masdariya. Yeah.
But you already figured it out.
Or the noon. Yeah, we already figured that out. I didn't say anything else, right?
The meaning of the word Muzdajar.
Yes, we wanted to look at, this one. I had a feeling like we need to figure this out because it comes also in, I think, Surah Al-Qalam, the description of Nuh alayhi salam. So let's see. Where do I go for this? Let's go to okay. Let's see. So this is Zajara. Do I want to? There's not a lot mentioned. يقال زجرة البعير حتى مضى. Okay. عن الشيء. Okay, let's go to Al-Ma'ani because here there's not really much.
Mustajarun, it's mentioned only once, that too only in this surah, sister. Qamar.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not mentioned. Was Dujir. No, not in the pattern Muzdajar, but was Dujir.
Dujir.
Like, was Dujir is mentioned for Nuh.
Dujir.
So we're looking for Muzdajir. Let's look for Izdajara. Let's see. Izdajara, Fa'al. Izdajara. What qamus is this? Dara rajulu inqada. Dara kaffa. So to stop, وامتنع, and to prevent. ازدجر فلان فلانا انتهره ومنعه. So again, to prevent, to stop something. طرده, to basically, طرد is, what's the meaning of طرد?
It's like radda. Radda itself means to stop. Radda yaruddu, to stop.
Not radda. The word is here in my mind. I can't. Tarada, to like stone or to cast away or to chase away or tarada. dismiss, yeah, expel. This is what I was looking for. Expelled, kick out. Yeah, so was dujir and he was kicked out. So it has that, that's what I was looking for all this time. So muzdajar, the thing that expels or dismisses. Yeah, so they had certain notions about the beliefs, and the Quran has in it something that dismisses. That's what Allah describes as muzdajar. So because it dismisses, most of the mufassir translated as deterrent. So it deters them from doing whatever they want to do, or whatever evil they want to do, or from not believing and things like that. So, but literally the meaning of izdajara yazdajiru is to dismiss, to expel, to kick out. Yeah, those are the kind of meanings. Let's see what else they said. Kaffa wamtana, so to prevent, to stop. Yeah. So those are the meanings. Stops, prevent, kick out, expel. Yeah. So that's what they did to Nuh. And it's funny that this surah actually mentions the story of Nuh. So it's interesting. Yeah. Let's see. So that's the beginning of a journey with Surah Al-Qamar. It's really a beautiful surah. Go read it. You'll see how rhyming and beautiful it is to read, but the message in there, wallahi, subhanallah. I haven't even watched the Bayina lectures, by the way, guys. So watch with me this week, and inshallah next week we can discuss the details of this beautiful, the first 5 ayat, inshallah. Any other questions or clarifications, comments before we can officially end? Okay, great. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا كثيرا sister.
وإياكم جزاكم الله خير.